friends, welcome to this Tailor-Made Life with Melissa. I'm Melissa Taylor and welcome to my channel. I am just kind of in a reflective mood after Thanksgiving, and I'm just feeling kind of reflective as we're heading towards the end of the year, and just thinking about this channel, our channel, and just wanted to share some thoughts as to, well, first of all, I'm just so grateful for you all, that you take time out of your day to even listen to what I have to say, and I really hope that I think through like what's going to be helpful to you, and so I hope that this channel is a blessing to you. That's my goal, is to help to make this journey in suburban homesteading just a little bit easier. I think it's important as I look back as to, you know, this past year, there's been a lot of growing and stretching for me. I have always loved to share what I'm learning. So I just kind of learn as I go, and I share what I know. And with everybody who'll listen. And so I think that's really one of the reasons why so many of my friends encouraged me to start this channel, because it really is my heart's passion to learn and to share. So I hope that that's reflected in this channel. And so like I said, I was born and raised as a city girl in Indianapolis, Indiana, and not all of Indiana is farmland. I was raised in the city, and only in the past 10 years have I really started wanting to get to know more about how to be more self-sufficient. And I think a lot of us, when we start thinking about, oh, you know, I want to be more self-sufficient, I want to homestead, I want to buy land. Well, you know, I was a single mom for 10 years, and then I got married, and my husband passed away, and so now I'm a widow. And buying land for me is not financially feasible. It just isn't. So I can hem and haw and fret about how sad I am that I can't have land and have my own homestead, or I can choose to grow and learn. And I love this, the saying, it's grow where you're planted. So I'm planted here in the suburbs. That's where I am. But what I can do with what God has given me is amazing. And so I hope that that's reflected. I hope that by me sharing my journey, that you will not be as intimidated to grow where you're planted. And so let's talk about, so I started this channel in August of 2022, and now it's almost December. It's December of 2022, so that's 6 months. And I am humbled at the number of people who have subscribed to this channel. I honestly, it just means so much to me. It's such an encouragement, and I hope that we just continue to grow as a community. I would love to know what you think about this video, about any of my other videos. I wanted to know if this is beneficial, if what I'm doing is the time that I'm spending, if it's really helping other people. So I pray that you would share that with me. So what I'm looking at today, what I just kind of want to talk about just real briefly. First of all, I got my new door. I got my door painted. I love it. Y'all encouraged me to jump in both feet and just paint it a color that I loved. And so I love this tealy blue color. You can't really tell how teal it is in the video, but it really is kind of my color, which is that tealy blue color that I love so much. And I can't wait. This kitchen kind of is always in a state of bleh, because for the last 2 years I have had water damage because of a leaky dishwasher and a leaky water heater. So 2 years ago, my whole house was torn apart because I had a leaky water heater. So I had to replace my water heater, but it just damaged so much in my kitchen. You know, that place where I spend most of my time. And then, so that was 2 years ago. And then a year ago, my dishwasher leaked and destroyed everything. Like, I didn't have cabinets or anything like that. So I didn't have flooring, I didn't have cabinets. In some of my videos, you'll see it didn't get all put back together until I think June of this year. It was crazy. So I feel like, my kitchen is in a constant state of flux, but I've still got this orange color, and I'm trying to decide, do I just want to put shiplap up and cover it, pull the cabinets off and put shelving, or so I can see all my stuff, or do I just want to paint all my cabinets? So anyway, that's why, you see, I'm actually today going to put on some light switch covers up that I purchased about a year ago when I started renovating this kitchen and had to stop because of the water damage. Because at that time I was going to go ahead and paint the walls, and I'm not going to do anything until I make a decision about what I'm going to do. So all that said, that's why my kitchen, you'll see on some of the walls that there's like some painting that happened that was actually primer paint that I put up to cover it, and then I stopped because of the water damage. But anyway, hold on, I want to get some tea. Okay. So this is really the first year. So 2022, I want to take a look back and just kind of talk about what I did, what I loved that I did, what I will do again, and then what I won't do again. So when it comes to gardening, okay, let's start there. So gardening, first time this year, I started seeds inside. And I have grow lights, and I have a grow stand that I'll share with you when we get into January, February, March, which is when I'll probably start seeds this year. I will definitely do that again. I will definitely do that again. It's the first time that it's the first time that I've gone outside my comfort zone and planted seeds inside, started them inside, cultivated them, hardened them off. So I felt like I was a babysitter with my plants, carrying them in and outside and hardening them off to the sun and the wind before I actually transplanted them outside. It was worth the work. For sure, I will do that again. This was the first time this past season that I grew something besides a couple of herbs and tomatoes. I grew radishes this year. I grew cucumbers. Oh my goodness, my cucumbers were amazing. I grew green beans and leeks and zucchini and 3 different types of tomatoes and 4 different types of peppers. And actually I grew 2 different kinds of cucumbers. And then I started my tea garden. And I started looking up medicinal herbs and teas, and what herbs did well with teas, and what herbs I wanted to grow. And I'm going to share with you in about a week or so, probably towards the end of the year, when I start planning my herb and my tea garden. I want to expand that, and I also want. I'm gonna have to renovate the beds that I have. The wood is kind of deteriorating. So my son and I are working on what we're gonna do with that. So, but what won't I do? I won't grow probably Cherokee purples, which I'm so sad about because I was so excited. I just did not do well with those. They're delicious, but I got maybe 10 or 15. I mean, I really didn't get a lot. You know, the other thing that I did is I thinned out the suckers off of my tomatoes. I don't know that I'm going to do that next year. I just felt like I didn't get a lot of production off of the plants that I had. So I don't know. If I still have Cherokee purple seeds, I may try those again, but I may leave those, all of I may not prune those at all. Definitely gonna grow. There were 2 cucumbers that I grew. One actually I got free from, it was just like a free seed pack that either Baker Creek or Haas Tools sent with my order of seeds, and I did not like them. They were mushy, and which may be why they were free. I don't know. But I did grow one, and I'll share all of this when I go over that. But the cucumbers that I grew, they weren't great for fresh, but excellent for fermenting. Loved them fermented. They held up really well in the fermenting process and were still very crunchy. So definitely gonna grow those again. So anyway, I'm just thinking about that, you know, definitely gonna start seeds again. I'm gonna be planning where I'm gonna grow things. I want to grow, one thing that I grew kind of as a whim this past year were the sweet potato slips that I just kind of randomly experimented with. They did great. And so those are so, knock on wood, easy. They were so easy. I mean, to plant those slips and have 4 to 5 sweet potatoes come from those, you know, I can't not do it. So definitely do that. I want to experiment with some growing techniques on potatoes. The one thing that I didn't get done this year in the fall just caught up on me too quick. It was here and gone before I realized it. So next year, definitely want to plant garlic in the fall for sure. I want to do elephant garlic. So that's the next thing. The other thing I want to try are berry bushes. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to do berry bushes or if I want to get a green stalk and do strawberries, but I definitely want to figure out how to grow my own berries for sure in some way. I just haven't decided how yet, so we'll decide all that. But anyway, all in all, I was so happy with the way my garden turned out. Okay, so canning, the next thing, canning and preserving. What will I do? What did I experiment with this year? What will I do again, and what won't I do again? Okay, so let's start with what I won't do again. The list is short. I will never make pickled watermelon rinds again. Those were disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And I have a neighbor who the kids and the husband pretty much will eat anything, and they agreed. Yeah, I won't be making those again. Yeah, no. What else? So I experimented with a brine. This is kind of at the beginning of harvesting. I think I was getting some cucumbers and some green beans and some radishes. And so I used a basic brine for all of those, and then water bath can those. I loved the pickles, and the radishes were excellent. The green beans I did not like done that way. So I won't do green beans with that brine again. It just didn't have much flavor. It was just not really very good. There's so many other ways I'd rather do green beans. So that's how I'd rather pressure can the green beans, honestly, than, waste my time doing it that way. I've never canned this much ever. So it's a huge feat for me. But let's do it, I can sit around saying, well, I don't know how to do this, or I can just figure out how to do it, learn as I go, and then share it with you all. So that's kind of what I've done. I've never canned potatoes before. I absolutely love the ease of pressure canning potatoes. Now, I will say this, red potatoes and russet potatoes, pressure can results are very different. But what I found is a lot of people don't like the russet potatoes because they kind of break down in the pressure canning process. But I love to can both separately. And with the russet potatoes, I will can those with leeks and salt. And when I warm that up, it turns into a soup that is phenomenal. Just like a potato soup, and I add a little bit of cream to it. When I pull it out of the pantry and warm it, I'll add some cream and some cheese, and it is delicious. It's amazing. The other thing is canning leftovers has been a game changer for me. Being able to pressure can leftover soups, leftover chili. I'm so glad that I experimented with that. Now, in the ball canning book, it does give you recipes for specific soups. And so I just kind of figured, okay, if I've got chicken and tomato and I've got some of the same ingredients, then this should work. And that's rebel canning, but it's logical to me. Like things make sense. The other thing, I pressure can sweet potatoes. And I usually, from the CSA, get enough sweet potatoes to pressure can probably about 5 to 6 quarts a year. And I really don't eat more sweet potatoes than that in the past. But if I grow more sweet potatoes in my garden, I might. So I'll definitely be pressure canning sweet potatoes again. And bone broth, chicken broth, canning raw meats. I honestly, I love experimenting with it and learning how to do it. Now, I will say, I will definitely make strawberry jam again this year. That was so delicious. I made that with my my group that I had at church. We had a suburban homesteading group that I started, and we made strawberry jam together, and it was so delicious. Now I have some Pomona's pectin that I'll use for that. I want to experiment with that this year, and not the other box packet things that we used. But I definitely will. I want to grow strawberries and green stalks to be able to grow up to harvest and make jam out of that. That would be amazing. Let's see, what else? Pineapple. That was one of those things where I thought, you know what? I'm going to try. Aldi had a great price on pineapples in the spring or spring, early summer. And I canned pineapple and pineapple juice, and it was so easy, and I will definitely do that again. What will I dehydrate again, and what will I not dehydrate again? So I dehydrated a lot this year. I experimented with a lot of recipes, and loved the zucchini chips, loved the watermelon, dehydrating the watermelon. That was a huge hit with my kiddos and with my neighbor kiddos. It's so sweet and so delicious. It takes a little bit to get all that, to get all that juice and moisture out of the watermelon, but it's so, so good. Definitely all of my herbs and my teas, dehydrate those or hang those to air dry. So glad that I did that. Definitely want to grow spearmint and mint, more spearmint and mint for teas this year, this coming year. But because I just dehydrated all of that. What won't I dehydrate again? Beets. Beets did not do well. Was not impressed with I sliced the beets and they just did not. I was hoping that I would be able to slice them, dehydrate them, and make them into a powder, and it just didn't. It just didn't work for me. So if you have any tips on that, I'm happy to hear them, but I probably will preserve beets in a different way, not dehydrating. What else? I'm trying to think what else I did. What else I dehydrated. Everything that I dehydrate, you know what? I will say this, peppers don't, I don't like I tried to dehydrate peppers and I just didn't like them. I did like celery. I did like the leeks. I did like I said, all my herbs, except basil. I actually prefer with the basil to hang it. It just seems to take so long in the dehydrator. So yeah. So that is kind of my recap of 2022. And, what I kind of am happy about, I will definitely start seeds again, and I'll bring you guys along for that as well. And I'm looking into, like I said, expanding a couple of the gardening areas, and wanted to also, I've never done Ruth Stout, and would like to experiment with the Ruth Stout method of growing potatoes. So I think that's it for now. Yeah, and I just want to say thank you so much for just joining me on this journey, and I'm just going to continue to learn as I go, and I'll share it with you, and we can grow together and learn together. And we all choose how we're going to spend our time, and you've spent your time with me, and I appreciate that. And if you got anything from this video, would you please like it, and share what you think in the comments. And if the content that I'm posting is beneficial, if you feel like you're learning something and getting something from it, remember to subscribe so that and click that bell so that you get reminders when I upload new videos. So I'll see you on the next video, friends. Have a great day.